Hey guys, welcome back to Honey Rock Acres. My name is Storm, and today's video is going to be a little bit of a different format because a friend of mine decided to issue a challenge, and I think it'll be fun, so we're going to do it because I'm not one to normally shy away from challenges. I'm a little stubborn. So that said, a friend up at Crazy Life Homestead in Kentucky decided to issue a Get to Know Me challenge for 2025. And the idea is to give you guys a little more information about who I am and what I'm doing and just have a little fun. So, apologies if you hear a little bit of humming. We are in my office for work, which happens to double as our homestead kitchen. So the refrigerator in the background can be slightly noisy, but yeah, so I guess first little fun fact, I work in the kitchen. Just kidding. Alright, so anyways, let's get started. So the first question is, how did you come up with your channel name? So I've got notes. So our channel name is Honey Rock Acres, and to be honest, that comes out of a concept in the Bible about there being honey in the rock. In Psalm 81:16, it says, "But he would feed you with the finest of the wheat, and with the honey from the rock I will satisfy you." And the idea is that if you put your trust in God, He'll provide, even when things may seem daunting. And the reason that is kind of stuck out is because, when my wife and I got married, we didn't necessarily have a whole lot of money. We kind of stacked the cards against us. We took the traditional millennial route, and we both went to school. We both have degrees. But with that came a mountain of debt, and we've spent a lot of years working through that. And while we're in decent shape now, we've had faith that things are going to work out, and we'd be diligent and work through the challenges. And so it's a little bit of a model I try to follow, even when things get kind of stressful. So that's kind of where that came from. And of course there's a somewhat popular song, "There's Honey in the Rock," which I'm pretty sure was pretty popular whenever I was trying to come up with a name, because that is also the name of our homestead. So yeah, that's where that comes from. Let's see, how old are you? That question, or the answer to that question, might surprise you. So I'm 33. For the longest time, I was always told, "Oh, you don't look that old." And then about halfway through my 20s, this started happening, and now it's "Oh, I thought you were a little bit older." So, yeah. Third question, how tall are you? I am 5'5", and my whole family is pretty much short-ish, except my little brother, who is like 5 inches taller and like 90 pounds heavier. So I have a big little brother. Yeah. Let's see. Make sure you guys are still working over there. What is your favorite color? So that kind of depends. Ironically, or not so ironically, green's probably my go-to most of the time. I did actually not pick out the color in this room. My brother did. He stayed with us for a little while trying to find a house to buy. And this was his space for that time, and he decided to paint it green, and I kind of like it, so we're keeping it. And you guys have seen, or may not have seen, my old truck Grimace, which is like purple. It's like a plum crazy purple, which is like an old Mopar color if you're a car guy or girl. And for some weird reason, I've been kind of partial to that too. But anyways, generally, let's go with green. All right, so what is your favorite animal? So as a kid, when I'd answer that question, my go-to was probably like a cheetah because of how fast they were. And growing up, being on the smaller side, was never one of the strongest in the class or amongst the friends, but I was usually the fastest. So I felt like I sort of related with a cheetah. But as an adult, in a realistic sense, I have to go with my dog Nala, which you've seen a few times. She's our little three-legged Pomeranian mix. She's like a Chihuahua Pomeranian Jack Russell Terrier mix. But she's my buddy. She was our first kid, if you will, before we had children. And she's been with us for about 10 years now. So she's my buddy. She's probably my favorite. Let's see. Do you have a hobby? Yeah. I mean, I've got too many hobbies. So many hobbies that they're not even hobbies. So maybe the most obvious is our homestead. For a lot of people, they'd call it a hobby. It doesn't produce a whole lot of income. We make a little money on the eggs. I've made just a touch of money on the pork from the pigs. But for a lot of people, that'd be just a hobby. I mean, it's just a few acres and a couple animals, and it's not really a big farm, but yeah, I enjoy it, and so I would say that's probably a good hobby. One that I have loved for a long time, and I don't do it anymore, is soccer. I grew up playing soccer, absolutely loved it. Played it all through like recreation, high school, and even a little bit in college. Just absolutely love the game. I don't play it anymore for a couple reasons. I don't have time because I've got 3 kids. Just as I'm getting a little bit older, my knees don't feel so good when I get out there running around acting crazy. So, I don't play anymore, but I've played 20-something years of soccer. So if I had to pick one hobby, it was that one. And of course, if you've watched the channel or you're looking around a little bit, I moonlight as a nerd. I do enjoy like Star Wars and stuff, which I've been collecting these every year for Christmas. Let's see, I do a little woodworking, a little bit of automotive stuff. I like to do a little bit of fabrication, even though I'm not any good at it. Let's see, honestly, too many things. I'm ADD. I get very interested in stuff. I want to learn it. I want to do a bunch of stuff. I'll get very involved. And most of the time, that stuff will at least stick around for a little while, if not permanently. At this point, though, my biggest hobby is just being a father with the kids. I don't know what else to say. That's where most of my time is. Let's see. Just checking on you guys, making sure you're still alive over there. What is your favorite food? I like to eat. I do. All kinds of different things that I really enjoy. I am also a person of habit, so even though I really enjoy trying different things, I'm kind of a habitual. I eat sort of the same stuff. So I gotta give shout outs to my mom, because my absolute single most favorite thing to eat is a squash casserole that my mom makes. That is my number one favorite above all else, like if I had to pick one. So thanks, Mom. What is your favorite song? So that's another one of those things that could kind of go any way. Oh man, I'm gonna go with probably the oldest one I can remember being my favorite, and that was when I was a kid. Alan Jackson's "Little Bitty." I can't really tell you why. Probably because it was popular on the radio when I was a kid, and I just really enjoyed that song. And I can remember being at some sort of like, I don't know if it was like a karaoke thing or something when I was younger, and the guy that was singing country songs, and I don't know how old I was, but I probably wasn't 5, 6 years old maybe. And I wanted him to sing Little Bitty, and he was taking suggestions or requests, and so I asked my parents, and my dad made me go talk to him. I was so nervous. I don't know why, but that stuck with me. All right, and what is the last question here is, what is your favorite thing you have done on YouTube? So I'm going to have to partially steal somebody else's answer on this and say learning. I am, much like getting into a lot of hobbies, I'm addicted to learning stuff. I will buy books. I will watch videos. I watch a lot of videos on learning how to do stuff. And I mean, frankly, to be honest, 90+% of what I've learned with the homesteading has come from either watching way too much YouTube or other sources and reading books. I've talked to some people, but I don't necessarily have like that source, if you will. So yeah, that's probably my favorite thing that I've done, or yeah, that I would say I do on YouTube. The other thing is what I think my purpose of my channel has kind of developed into, at least in my eyes, which is sharing in that knowledge and learning. So I've said several times I'm not an expert at this. I have expertise in a lot of things. Farming and homesteading is one of those things where I have what I think is good information and a fair amount of experience at this point, but far from an expert. So there's a lot of kind of fairy tale versions of what a farm or homestead might look like on the internet. And my goal has always been to be very transparent and show that things are not always glamorous, and it's not always easy, and there's a lot to learn. So sharing in my lessons learned, the mistakes I've made, honestly, I think that's one of my favorite things, is just to share those things. So yeah, that's the bulk of it. I am going to throw some extra in there just because I think it will be interesting, and maybe people do or don't know. So my main career is I am by title a senior engineer, and I do cloud, like IT, cloud engineering, and server engineering. So that's my day job. I sit at a computer a lot. That's why I'm sitting at a desk now. If you noticed when we panned, I have more than one desk in my office because I have a work desk, and then I have a desk for like all the editing and other stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I do a moonlight, as I said, as a nerd. So, getting outside and getting active and doing things, that's what gets me excited. Getting away from my desk sometimes, because it's 8+ hours a day, plus several nights and weekends and on calls, and just it's a busy thing, but it's been a blessing for me, and has allowed us the opportunity to land where we're at. So certainly not complaining. Yeah, to open this up a little more, if you guys have questions or you kind of are enjoying this, I would actually advocate for expanding it and maybe doing some more Q&A sometime. I think that could be fun. That could also be a little interesting, because there are personal boundaries that some people on the internet will press. But yeah, I think this has been fun. I've enjoyed sharing with you guys. It's a little different atmosphere. Sitting inside where it's nice and warm, and not outside where it's cold, windy, and wet. We're just right now on the tail end of that winter weather, and looks like in the forecast we're getting ready for some more in a couple weeks. But so yeah. That said, I am going to try and extend this challenge. I have two that I'm going to extend it to initially, because I'll admit that I've connected with several people through social media on YouTube and stuff that I know have channels of their own, and I want to support those guys. I think they're great, and I'm going to challenge them. But I'm also, before I name that, if you're a watcher or a follower, and you want to try to help build a community of people that are involved in homesteading and farming, if I missed you, like, hey, let me know. I'd love to support you more. I think this is a great thing, and Maureen, has been doing that as well, and I appreciate it. And if you're joining here because of that, hey, I'm glad you're here. So let me know. I'd love to support you further, and I'm hoping you'll go and support these guys. But the challenge, I'm going to issue it to My Slice of Heaven Outdoors. They are up in Missouri and do a lot of outdoor stuff, land clearing and hunting, and some homesteading and stuff. So go check them out. And Sundry Tales of Constance. 79 Westy is the full name, but he's down in Florida, has a old VW van that has been a part of a lot of his channel, but he also does a lot of homesteading down there, has pigs like I do. So you guys, I hope you'll take the challenge and tell us a little more about yourself, and then shout out to Crazy Life Homestead, who issued this challenge to me. I'm glad you did. I appreciate it. I think this has been fun, and hopefully we can connect some more. So, but guys, that's all I got. I'm gonna share all of those channels and stuff in the description. So please go check them out and support them. You can do that by subscribing. Maybe say hello. Let them know that you're there. And yeah, I think that's all I got. So appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. All right, guys, I missed one, and I got to get it in here. So one of the questions is, what is your favorite New Year's tradition? And I'm 100% stealing this answer because it is true. And that is, I sleep through the New Year's ball drop, or guitar drop, or whatever when you're watching, because, yeah, I don't care to stay up and watch it most of the time. So this past year, my wife and I didn't make it hardly past 11 o'clock. 3 kids, they do not get up late, and they don't care that it's New Year. So if you stay up too late, you're just going the next day without sleep. So in the past, my wife and I would get some like sparkling grape juice or something and enjoy that, at the ball drop. We might have some friends or family or whatever over and have a good time, but those days are gone, and I just like to sleep. So yeah, that's my favorite New Year's tradition. Sleep. Anyways, thanks again. Catch you guys next time.